WWE fans, just wanted to get that out of the way.
OTC over here.
Welcome to the Backstage Jabronis. He's Daniel Snyder. I'm Jeremy York. We are the tag team champions of all things WWE media. Don't believe us? Just ask.
Ask us.
We have got a ton to get into, mostly Saturday night main event. We both happened to just see the last 5 minutes of Raw because somebody kept telling me something was crazy. I think it was Post Malone. I saw Post Malone like, oh, and he said something like, "I can't believe it ended like that," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was already at the end of it anyway, but we watched the last 5 minutes together, and boy, we're going to get into that because it has a lot to do with Saturday night main event. But as always, how are you, bud?
Always good. Always good. Felt like I did pretty good on the picks this weekend. Um,
I do have them.
we were both upset with the opener.
Highly upset.
Um, yes, I didn't like the way that went in any way.
That's
It's
in
starting to
fact.
get
Can anybody read what my actual word was there? Oh, you
no,
can't. It's gonna
it's
go off.
hard. Yeah.
Um, I had I had that it was Cody versus Drew, that Cody won, unfortunately, and then in parentheses I wrote the word hogwash because that was the nicest word I could come up with that didn't involve me punching something.
Yeah, it's really getting old. And it's not making sense why they keep doing this to Drew.
And I
Well,
love
you can
Cody.
have Cody beat anybody else. Why does Drew have to keep taking the fall?
Yeah.
Um, he's almost turned into a glorified squash wrestler, glorified jobber. He's the
Or
jobber for
jabroni.
the champions. You said what?
He is an upstage jabroni.
Right? He's not. He's the front stage,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
he's front stage, front and
unfortunately
center.
for unfortunately for him, he just keeps. I want him to quit threatening to leave and leave WWE.
That's going to be hard.
Why?
He has at least 2.5 years left on a mega $1 million deal, and
Maybe that's why he's okay with losing every
I'll be
let
honest,
me
for
get.
500,000, I'd let Logan Paul hit me.
I'd let him hit me for less than that, but I'll take the
Yeah,
half a
I
million.
got to have standards.
Understandable. But it wasn't even that great of a match, if I'm being honest. Um it
half
was a
of it
good
was.
match. It was a good
The
match.
half of it that was Drew's part.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was a good match. It went to shits once the ending was there, and Cody once
The
again is
Cody comeback.
holding the title up. And I'm
Yeah,
just like, can we please? Um
yeah.
but that was followed by, was it Dom or was it the women's? And not only was just a regular women's match, this was a squash match. Jade came out there and pulled the Goldberg. Jade
To
pulled
to
the
a point, but there's a big reason she did that.
well.
And
I'm
I don't want
guessing.
to take away from her because in my head it sounds like I am dogging her for just being in the right spot at the right time. But apparently Tiffany Stratton's knee is bad enough to where they had to take the title off. But I think Jade is a good person to put it on. Honestly, I think this could be good.
It could also, for all we know, she could have some movies or something that she's going to be filming here, and they're using the knee as a way to get her off camera.
Yeah, I mean she could be on here next week. Never know.
Yes, guys, be looking for her.
That's why
Should be a
that's why you tune in. I promise you there will be other people besides us on this show.
one day, one day. Um, but it was a squash match though. There wasn't
Yeah.
much offense by Tiffany. I understand they wanted to make Jade look strong, but they might have overdone it. Um, I think she's gonna be an interesting champion, especially
Yeah.
now that she's gonna be a heel. I'm interested in what direction, like who is her opponent's going to be. It can't be Nia because she's a heel.
Right. It
So
needs to. I was trying to think of the faces on SmackDown, and there's just not a lot,
there's
really.
two that
It's
I think of,
mostly
but they're in
heels.
a tag team together.
Yeah. I'm
Does
looking
this
now.
mean? Once again, this goes back to what I said previously. Does this mean a call up, former TNA champion?
Not yet, because that's either going to go one way or the other. I don't think it's going to be 50-50. It's either Jordan comes up to beat her or Jordan comes up to lay down. And if I'm Jordan, I'd be like, nah, I'll stay down here.
So who else do we have to?
That's what I'm looking. Um, First off, they didn't have a lot of them on this week, but she's got to have, I'm not going to say an easy, but she's got to have an opponent that we clearly know she's going to beat out of the gate. You got to have one that you put under your belt.
And one that can kind of carry the match.
Yeah.
While you were looking, the all of our millions and millions of fans seen me kind of giggle and I kind of smirked because I was thinking about the next match and I got thinking about him on Raw. And did you see him on Raw?
Yes. Yes.
Him and his dad.
Oh, oh no, no, you're talking. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a different one. I was going to say my good buddy El Impacto, who is clearly not me, dropped by earlier. And, normally he has his mask. His mask is around here somewhere. I don't know why he's walking around without his mask, but he showed me that he got a Phoenix mask last time he was out luchadoring, and that's pretty kick ass mask, really.
That's a nice mask. I hope
But
nobody sees him without his mask on.
or if they did, maybe they don't know it's him
They
because
wouldn't
I mean
know.
both of his masks are right over here beside me, so I really don't know where he's at. I mean
Kind of weird that it's kind of weird that his mask over there at your house
at the studio
or
here. Yeah,
at your location where you film.
yeah. I mean it's the studio. Uh,
Yeah, which
Wish
looks
I was at my
like
house, but
you're
I'm
at
I'm
the
definitely yeah. But
uh,
it's I'm not real sure. Maybe he's got a third mask I don't know about because I thought he did. He used to have a blue one that he wore before he had those two. So I mean he's around here somewhere. I'll have to find him.
he could be out. He could be having a match. Let's be honest. And tomorrow night is wait, today's Wednesday. It's not Thursday. For those of y'all that's watching, we're going to be uploading a little early.
Yeah,
But the next match was Dominique versus Penta and Rusev. No,
yeah.
which um kind of stole the show if you ask me.
It's let me look because yeah, they only had four matches. That's
Yes,
what I got to the
and
end of the show because obviously I didn't watch it live. I was at the premiere All Star Wrestling show up the road from here, and when I watched it Sunday when I got in, and I get to the end of that one, and I went, "Wait, why is it already over? Did I wait a minute? Maybe I fell asleep somewhere during this and missed a match or something like that." So I start rewinding. Nope, that's match three. There's match two. There's match one, and I went, "They really only had four matches. How
yeah,
did
it
they
threw us
do that?"
both for a loop. Because remember, we were discussing on what could possibly be the fifth match.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was looking at.
if I'm going to be honest, we do have one more match to talk about. But if I'm going to be honest, this has got to be probably one of the worst main events, Saturday night main events that they've had. I
It was
think it
all
might be
right.
the worst that they've had since they've restarted it.
It was all right.
Well, the first
Now,
match was
little did we
garbage.
know that this was gonna play into Monday Night Raw and especially what we saw a while ago. So it's really like this main event took care of one problem they had and showed you where they're going with it.
And it also mentioned kind of John Cena's his next kind of plan. They mentioned that it's going to be a
Oh, the
oh
tournament. Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to
And
be a
they announced
bracket,
two
a
matches
tournament.
already.
Oh, what were they? I didn't catch that.
It is gonna be and it's gonna be Friday is when it starts. Because they're gonna be in Boston. Or no, no, no. Maybe it's
Had to be
Monday.
Monday because that's
Whenever
when they're
they're,
in
cause
Boston.
yeah, he's done with SmackDown. So when he's on Raw on Monday in Boston, Massachusetts, which is not his hometown, but it's the closest to it, we're going to see Damian Priest versus Rusev, and we're going to see Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And I went, I'm in.
Keep
Like it.
up, keep up with these matches. Go ahead and write these two down. Let's go ahead and take our guesses for who we think is going to
They're,
win.
yeah, I was about to say I got them on my notes. But also keep in mind that when they did the promo for this thing, they said it's going to feature people from Raw, from SmackDown, from, I think they said NXT.
NXT.
And then they also said it could really be from anywhere. So we could get AAA. Or no, he didn't say AAA. The last they go Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or maybe even somebody not in the company. And you go, wait, what? No, we
Yeah,
can't do that. No, because
that's what
I
I'm
mean
telling
now
you.
it's wide open. I mean, yeah, we could say Jericho, yeah, we could say Edge, but there's limitless possibilities really because enough money from TKO and even Tony Khan would be like, hey Mox, I need you to go wrestle John Cena. Okay.
But with this first one, it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what the bracket's going to be. You said Rusev versus Damian Priest. Obviously, Rusev wins that match. I say that
Does
because
he?
I only say that because Rusev's been taking a lot of L's,
Yeah.
and Rusev is kind of one of those ones that had a history with John. And I think Sheamus beats Shinsuke.
No, I think Nakamura goes.
Think so? I mean, but when it comes to them two, either one's a good call.
Right.
Um, so
I'm
yeah,
looking at the
yeah. So I
roster.
mean, it's and John Cena low key is getting some guys that usually don't get much airtime. He's getting them opportunities to get airtime now by saying, "I want them in a tournament to face me." And if you notice that,
Yeah.
that's a Raw versus SmackDown on both of those matches. Rusev's on
Yeah.
Raw.
Well, but once again,
Damian
they said it's going to come from all three. So I mean, expect to see some NXT guys.
Joe
They've
Hendry.
mentioned there's he's out there. You got to think they have ties to TNA. So what's to stop them from Matt Hardy showing up or any of the people over there? Honestly,
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm interested to see how that goes. But on Raw, they had Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I think Rey Mysterio interrupted Dom, and because Dom was talking about how he was the greatest, he's the best luchador, the greatest Mysterio, and all this good stuff. And Ray says he started naming two. He named two luchadors, and then he named Eddie. And you seen Dom's face. He says, "You don't talk about my dad like
yeah.
that."
Oh, I
It
lost
was
it when he did that.
yes, it was great. Dom is he is a superstar, and that's hold on a second.
I saw some keyboard genius that come up with this thing that said, "What if when Dom says he's the best, that he's not talking about being the best Mysterio, but he's the best Guerrero?" And I was like, somebody needs to take this keyboard away from this guy. He is clearly
Lost
on
it.
drugs because
Yes.
you know how many Guerreros there are. I mean, Eddie might be the best of the entire group. It just depends on how you break it down. But there's like 20 Guerreros that have been in the ring, and there's actually more still out there. But we just hadn't seen them in WWE. They're kind of like the Anoa'i family or whatever, where they're just every time you turn around, there's more.
But I'm wondering if this is going to lead to something. Like when I say that, like, because I don't want Dom took out of the tournament as somebody that could face John Cena. I don't want this taking the place of that.
You know what it's going to lead to? Maybe WrestleMania, maybe before. Just depends on when Ray wants
Mask
to do it.
versus hair, bruh. Yes, mask versus hair. Not you just got a wig laying around.
That's my Roman wig from like 2 Halloweens ago.
That's not
It
your.
just
I was
happened to
thinking
be. It just
you.
happened to be over here next to me.
You could. I was thinking it could be your Bray White wig.
Good. I don't know. He's got those really cool braids, so
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I did think about
But
that one.
that last match was. I mean, that third match was pretty good. Dawn walked out with the championship, which we both wanted to happen, but we kind of thought there was a chance that he might not.
Yeah,
And then
but the way he did it was great.
classic Dom.
It
Not
really is.
percent.
It's become classic Dom. It's not even like, oh, he's doing the Eddie thing. Oh, no, no, no. This is all Dom now
This is now
because
classic Dom.
he's doing it just like Eddie was just crisp and on the point. Dom is doing it where there's this little bit of error, like he's trying to be as cool, and he still almost gets caught every time instead of it just going smooth.
Like when he threw the chair to Rusev and it was talking about like acting like he's gonna get hit, and the ref was like,
Yeah,
"This is a triple threat. There are no DQs."
yeah, it's a no DQ. He could use that. There's no
Yeah,
problem with that. Rusev goes, okay,
and then
wham.
starts beating him with it.
Yeah,
It's great, man. It's great. The CM Punk Jey Uso match. I wasn't interested in it from the jump. Didn't really care. If I'm being honest, I didn't care about the match. I'm glad
I was
CM Punk
curious to
won.
see how they were going to go with it, and that I did think it was Punk. We both said Punk on the things, but at the same time, I was like, there's that wrinkle where maybe Jay twist to the dark side, or maybe this happened. There's a couple things that could have happened, but yeah, in the end, Punk's the one to get it for now. And like I said, I think that solved the problem of we need to have a Raw champion, and it needs to be somebody we're about to do something with. Punk is the one. It's nothing
And I
personal.
think
Jay's tied up in too many other things.
and Punk and Logan Paul is going to be a great match. It's going
That's
to be
the
a great
exact
match.
name I was going to bring up. As I was like,
Um,
we already know the next guy up.
and think about Logan's resume right now. We've seen him have a stupendous match with John Cena. Great, great
Oh yeah,
match. Him and
AJ
AJ
Styles.
Styles had a great, great match. Him and a trash can had a great, great match. Um, I'm just saying, like, Logan does Logan, in my opinion, is almost AJ 2.0. He doesn't have bad matches.
I'm not going to put him in that category because AJ is phenomenal. But as
AJ is
far as a
phenomenal.
performer, like if you take away the years that AJ put in and the amount of things he knows and can do, if you take that part away and just say they're on screen when they're performing, oh yeah, they're right together.
Well,
Well,
I'm just
here's the
saying when
crazy
I say
thing then.
2.0, I mean his athleticism, his
Yeah.
his
Oh yeah, yeah.
how much like
Showmanship.
yes, like AJ unfortunately did not have this generation to work with. He had to come up through the indies almost through TNA. He's the
Yeah,
one
but
that made
he
TNA what TNA is.
he had Chris Daniels and Samoa
It,
Joe and Kurt
yeah, I
Angle
mean,
and Christian and Jeff Jarrett and all those people he had in TNA, let alone the people on the Indies
but
that he literally he made it famous to make a tour before anybody else did.
that's what I'm saying. Where Logan is kind of following in AJ's footsteps. Logan's Kurt
Mm-hmm.
Angle, Logan's Kurt Angle is John Cena. Logan's Samoa Joe is almost, or Logan, Logan's Christopher Daniels is AJ Styles. Um, so it's like he's finding those ones to kind of. That's why I think he's carving out just like AJ did, and I'm
Well,
excited to
what about this?
see.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm excited to see them put the belt on Logan.
I was about to say how, without giving away picks because they haven't booked the match yet, how crazy on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being completely insane, one being yeah right, they're not going to do that. How how crazy would it be to see Logan beat Punk for the title?
I'm gonna say 7. I'm gonna say 7, just because
You
I
still
mean
think it's going to be a
how
little out there?
it's too. I think it's still too early to take the title off of CM Punk that quick. And
Is
this
it?
match will
They've
look,
done it before.
yeah, but is Logan Paul gonna be around long enough to carry the brand? And when I say that, he disappears a lot. Is he gonna stick around now?
Yeah, it's just man. If I told you were going to be the world heavyweight champion, wouldn't you show up every day,
Maybe.
or at least a little more than you did?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, see, that's
That's
the
what
thing is think when like Brock was champion and Roman and stuff like that. They didn't
they
show up
didn't.
every time. They show
But
up every third day, every fifth
let
day, whatever.
let's not put him in that category.
I'm just saying as far as somebody who doesn't show up every day.
Yeah,
Those as much as I love Roman, he figured it out where he's like, I don't have to be here
but
every
he
day,
had
so
to
I'm not going to be
grind.
here every day.
That man grinded, and he was straight trash for a good minute. Like Roman had to be force fed down our throats before he found what worked for him.
Tribal Chief, I just want you to know that all those expressed views right there were just Daniel, and it was not Jeremy. I just want to throw that out there.
But the end of Raw is kind of what's leading
Yeah,
us to this. For those of y'all that didn't see Raw, you want to
yeah.
talk about it? I'll let you talk about this. I don't know how much
All
time
right,
we got.
about 7 minutes.
Heard.
So it was Jay and Punk versus Braun and Bronson, and it was pretty decent match. Ended up in a double count out, which is what I was the most distraught about. But like I said, Post Malone or somebody had posted out like, "Oh man, I can't believe how Raw ended. First this and then that," and it said something about Punk, and so I'm thinking Punk flipped, and I was like, which it's kind of weird because now if AJ his wife ever shows back up, is she good? Is she bad? Is she indifferent? Is she showing back up? I mean, I don't know. That's a whole thing too. But then instead, as Braun and Bronson are taking out Jay and Punk, Punk comes in with a chair to stand over Jay, and I was like, okay, great. So he must turn around and hit Jay with this and turn on him right here. This would be great. And then instead, from earlier in the night, after he took a tsunami, uh, Logan Paul slides in the ring, and you're like, well, genius, you're the only one not holding the chair. Well, he puts the knuckles on, he puts the knuckles on, and we're like, okay, well, that's going to be weird. Logan being a good guy, he's already said he never wants to be a good guy. Well, didn't have to wait long as he turned to his right and hit CM Punk and dropped him right there in front of everything. Paul Heyman didn't seem to kind of know what was going on. He was trying to hold Braun back, who wants to fight everybody. Bronson looked a little confused too. It wouldn't surprise me that the writers did this right before he would come out, but he takes him off. Does this goofy little thing where he looks at Paul Heyman like this. It looked really cool when they were doing this, but if you look at it, it looked really weird how he was doing that. He hands him the brass knuckles, and it looks like the Vision has a new member in Logan Paul. And you said, well, how's that going to work with him not being the alpha? And I said, well, how do we know he's not the alpha? Maybe this is a way to buy more time for Braun so they can continue to build him slow like they were doing him and Dom. It gives them more time because Logan can be the one out front.
Are we saying that Logan Paul is more ready than Braun Breaker?
Right now, yes, I am. I'm saying it, and I have met Braun. I would
That
say
is
I would say it to
wild.
his face. It's not that he's not ready. I just think they're trying to slow build him where he is like Goldberg level awesomeness with way more ability.
A way better wrestler.
Yeah,
So my take on all that, as you were explaining, I was running everything through my head because I didn't even think about the whole Punk turning on Jay because I didn't know nothing about the Post Malone stuff. If Punk would have turned on Jay, that would have been very interesting. That would
yeah,
have been
that's what I
very,
was thinking.
very
I was like,
interesting.
okay,
Because Punk joining the Vision and then he could be a legit leader. He showed it before.
yeah,
Um, we need to look into what it is about that tsunami because it turns people to his friend. Like they don't want to get tsunamied again. I'm now your buddy. It
is
happened
this
with
some kind
Seth.
of like poison on like his belly or something, and it like
I'm
seeps
guessing
in,
because
and like suddenly you turn to the dark side?
yeah, so I guess because remember he did Seth and then Seth made him his little buddy and then now he did Logan and Logan's not his buddy. I
Yeah,
guess I need to get tsunamied by him so me and him could be buddies.
yeah, I'm cool with that.
But I enjoyed the ending of Raw. It keeps it Raw staying on top of SmackDown, like just like in the past. It's been very rare times that SmackDown's been better than Raw. Um, it
That's
looks like
crazy,
AJ
crazy.
Styles.
There he
That's
is.
Logan Paul with the United States. Okay.
I guess I need to. Here we go. That way he can be on too.
There we go. Yeah, I'm excited I've been praising that man since um for a minute. I'm a
I'll
big
be
Logan
honest,
Paul fan.
almost since the beginning for me because when he showed up, he had that first match, and I was like, hold up, this is kind of like Patty Mack in his match. I was like, clearly he's got a ring. He's been practicing because you don't just show up and be able to do this. And then it just kept getting better, and the people he's going against, I was like, this is just crazy. He shouldn't be this good.
My thought on him, at first I did not like him because I was like, look at him just trying to come in and just, but everybody backstage is like, he is grinding. He's putting in his
Oh yeah,
time. And for him to be doing the stuff he does, he's got to be trying. Like he's got to be working on it. So this isn't
sure.
some YouTuber that's trying to be a wrestler. This is a wrestler that just happens to have been a YouTuber before he was a wrestler.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's just so athletic. I mean, it's kind of like Brock Lesnar. I mean, yeah, he was an amateur wrestler and all, but he's just so freak of an athlete that when he gets to the world of professional wrestling or MMA or anything like that, he just blooms because he's just that good.
Are you seeing who he won the title from?
What here?
You yeah, that's Rey
Uh,
Mysterio's plates. Ain't that Rey
it is.
Mysterio's
I see
plate?
that. It is. I see that right there.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at. I was like, whoa, that's wild.
I
I had
had
forgotten
forgotten
him.
Ray was champ.
I forgot him and Ray had a run. Okay.
Man,
What's well, that's another great show.
yeah,
I give
definitely
I give
so.
the Saturday night main event a you know what I'm giving it a two out of five. Was not impressed, did not like it.
I give it about a 3.25, three and a quarter, something like that. I thought it could have been better. It could have been a lot worse. And mostly it was because clearly Tiffany was hurt and she couldn't do a whole lot, and the fact that Drew got screwed and Cody won the way he did, which is dumb.
Yeah, you're giving all the reasons for why I hated it.
Yeah, basically. But we are to the end of the show. So thanks to everybody, including this guy here, Logan Paul, that is, for tuning in to another great edition of the Backstage Jabronis. We are the tag team champions of all things WWE media. For Daniel Snyder, I am Jeremy York. We are off the top rope next week. We'll see you next week. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling.
Watch it.